If it ain't Nolazine TV, don't put it on.
It's your girl K Shiday, and we rocking with Nolazine TV. I'm in the building.
So, I'm like, tell everybody where you from.
I am from San Antonio, Texas.
Okay, so growing up in San Antonio, I want you to explain, for yourself.
Yeah.
Like how it was, for you growing up.
In San Antonio?
Yeah.
Boring. No, I did a couple things. I did like the step shows and stuff like that. So growing up in San Antonio, it's more like being involved in the step shows, the talent shows. Doing we got the Lolo car shows that always happen, and doing music out there. My parents was real strict, so I didn't do much. I just went to school really, and I played the piano, did music from home, made voicemails for people in high school, stuff like that. But
yeah, voicemails.
Nothing out the norm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's how the voicemails went.
Okay, so people at school that really rock with me with the music shit, like they would call me and be like, hey, make me a voicemail. So I'd be like, this your girl Kiera, picking up Aaron's phone.
That's what you did.
Number at the tone. No, it was cool though. Like I really did that. They love the voicemails out there.
Okay, so I'm like a few years ago. Mm-hmm. I'm like when we first posted you. But we think you were like in the army or something like that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So like and so how was that transition from like being in the army to actually starting your music career?
Okay, so from my past interviews, some people do know that like when I joined the army, it wasn't something that I wanted to do.
Okay.
It was something that like my parents made me do because like I was just out here in the streets, I wouldn't say out here in the streets, but like I just made, not some good decisions in my life after I graduated high school. So my mom was just like, hey, you're gonna join the army or like you gotta go type stuff. So I went and joined the army. 6 months later, I went into the army. I stopped doing music completely when I was in the army. I wasn't thinking about recording or, making any new music. I didn't even focus on my craft at all. Like a lot of people don't know I'm very artistic, and I used to draw. I used to do a lot of drawing, a lot of painting, and that was always my passion along with music. And when I joined the military, I just kind of stopped all of that. I would say in 2017, I had met someone who was also musically inclined, and he inspired me to get back to the music, So 2017, I started doing R&B again because I originally was just doing R&B. I never rapped. And I did that up until like through law school and stuff like that, UW, while I was in the army, and I graduated from UW Law in 2019. And then the end of 2019, I said, okay, I'm about to get out the army. What do I do? And I said, I really want to chase this music stuff again. I was in Seattle, and I was, doing shows and stuff with the locals there in Seattle. And I was like, okay, maybe I should start rapping. So I started rapping. I moved to Atlanta. I got accepted to AIM, Atlanta's Institute of Music and Media, as an engineer there. And I got accepted. I moved to Atlanta, and then a week later, boom, magically I'm signed to Gucci and Atlantic Records. So would I say a hard transition? Definitely a hard transition, because things were different. We took kind of like a dream, and it happened so fast. And that's kind of where I am at today with it,
So being with music artists now, like after being signed to one like major label, mm-hmm. and now I'm being independent, what the transition has been.
Oh man, transitions has been crazy. Before I didn't invest a lot of money into being an independent artist. I didn't really have many visuals when I first started the rap side of my artistic abilities. I shot maybe like 1 or 2 music videos rapping, but when we were signed to a major label, everything is kind of just handed to you. Like, you don't have to worry about who's doing your makeup, who's doing your hair, who's styling you. You just show up. Now, I would say within the last year, it's definitely different. Like, independent artists, I really respect the hustle, because you really have to like spend your own money. If you don't have a label, if you don't have a label behind you, got to spend your own money. So yeah, it requires you to go out here and get, maybe a side hustle or a side job in order to be able to afford to even, shoot visuals and go to the studio. All that stuff costs money. It's easy when you sign to a big label, but now I'm really starting to see, I love it at the end of the day, because I kind of was just drug into this thing with a major label. So I didn't really get to experience, what other independent artists really go through,
It was more of one learning experience.
Yeah, definitely a learning experience. I'm really excited, because taking my money and investing in my career is a big thing right now.
But it's kind of dope that that you're still going at it. Because so many artists would have like gave up. Like, damn, man, if the major label, if the major label gave up on me.
There were times. There were plenty of times, but that's why, I love my management, my new manager, Sterling. Like, he really opened my
shout out
eyes.
Sterling.
Shout out to Sterling, yes.
Hey, for making this interview happen.
For sure. He really opened my eyes and was like, hey, we're going to have to make even more sacrifices than we did, earlier during the year. And we just had to. I've always been the type of person that I'm going to make a way regardless. I'm going to figure it out. I always figure it out, and it's just happy when it's good when you have management, you have a team who really believes in you. It definitely keeps you going as an artist.
Okay. So for yourself growing up, who influenced you to actually become one music artist?
Okay. First of all, shout out to Ashanti. I am the biggest Ashanti fan. I'm the biggest Sierra fan. Growing up, I did R&B, like I said, not as much rap. And I'm talking about head over heels. I'm in front, listening to their music all the time and creating dance moves. I used to be a really big dancer, like choreography-wise. I don't have no rhythm no more. I don't know what happened. I think it's my son. I lost my rhythm when I had my son. But those are the type of artists that I grew up on, a lot of R&B. So I try to when it comes to rap, I try to challenge my energy into my R&B and still kind of blending it in with me rapping. Yeah, I'm a 90s baby, so all the 90s artists that was coming up, I loved.
Yeah, but I love 90s R&B.
Yeah. 90s R&B hit. Yo, today's R&B is hitting too now. It's a lot of underground artists out here, and they doing their thing. Right. They doing their thing.
Okay. So tell the world, tell my fans, how did you actually come up with your music name?
My music? First of all, my R&B name back in the day was Kiera Shiday. That's my first and middle name. Now, I changed my name to So Many Kinds because I had this slogan, there's so many kinds, but there's nobody like me. And Gucci did not like that shit. He said, look, you're going to sign these papers, but you ain't signing with no motherfucking So Many Kinds, so you're going to have to change that shit to Kiera Shiday, or K Shiday for short. And I went with the K Shiday. So it's pretty dope because, people be calling me K, and, I'm getting used to it now, but I'm not used to it because my family called me Kiki, or call me Key, or call me Kiera, or call me Shiday. But it was definitely WAP's idea to call me K Shiday.
I definitely didn't know how to say your first name. But the first time I posted you, I'm like, I don't know what her name is. I don't know what her name is, but it is.
Yeah, they was not going with that. They said I had to change that shit immediately. But I was cool with the change. It's cool. It's cool.
But they would have had bloggers. They just had your name as as a question mark. I don't know how to spell that shit.
I still think people today be like, oh, she a bot, because I got Shigo as my display picture on my social media sites, but Shigo is my alter ego.
Yeah, but I thought it was an NFT.
Not NFT. That's probably why I be losing my little followers. Goddamn. They be like, oh yeah, it's a cartoon. They think I'm goddamn trying to tell people to pay some money. I do designs and logos.
Yeah. And I think everybody I'm like DMs is actually filled with that.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. The
Okay.
spam accounts is driving me crazy, by the way.
So, like, tell the world. I'm like, what's the average day like for you?
Average day. Do I want to share this info? Okay, so my average day, I do what I love because I'm a veteran. So I work for the VA, and I help veterans get their percentages. I love my job because being a veteran, I think that's very important. I go to the studio at least a good 4 to 5 times a week. Sometimes I'll go out with my girls and we'll go have, brunch, or, do little things like go out and just have a few drinks or whatever with a lot of the promoters. I just recently moved to Houston, so that's awesome. That's really my daily life is getting money so that I can put that money into investing in my craft. And I feel like that's the most important right now because I really didn't get a chance to do that last year. So now that I get the chance to do that last year, I'm definitely putting, everything into my craft this time.
Okay. So do you have any brand new projects coming up?
I did release a project in November. What's November? December. I released a project in December. It's called Jukebox. It has, I think, about 11 songs on it. I spent a lot of time on Jukebox, actually. Just giving you guys a different side of K. Right now, Right now, I'm working on nothing but singles. So we got Valentine's Day records coming out, single after single, visuals after visuals. Like I said, this is my first time, coming out the box and being Shiday by herself. So I'm just excited. I'm definitely feeling the vibe,
So, I want to know, what your experience was like actually being signed to 1017 with Pooh Shiesty, Fujiano, and just all those different personalities.
I loved it. Like at the beginning, it was just like a shock to me. And I was actually signed before Pooh Shiesty. A lot of people don't know that. I was signed really back in March, but through paperwork and stuff like that, I wasn't announced until June. June, I believe. And just meeting the guys was so cool. Like Fu was already on his hiatus, so he was just like, "Oh, it's Fujiano, baby mama, and shit," And then we got Pooh came in, and Pooh, dumped the glass, show me your work and song. He just come in there. Pooh, I love Pooh. I really think that me and Pooh are cousins. My grandfather is from Memphis, so I have a lot of family in Memphis that I just met. 2014. I met my grandfather's from Memphis. I got a lot of family members in Memphis that's from Memphis, and connecting with the guys was super cool because they were really we got to make sure Kay's straight. Kay's the only female signed at 1017 right now, and we got to make sure she's straight. This is a brotherhood, a sisterhood. So the guys always took good care of me. And in between WAP and Keisha, they made sure that happened. You know what I'm saying? And then we had our newcomers that came along in the label and stuff like that. So I appreciate everything. I appreciate having that brotherhood, that sisterhood when it came to the label. I did what I came there to do, and I'm proud of myself, and I give the utmost respect to the team, to Gucci, to everybody. Even though things didn't plan out and turn out the way that I would have liked them to, I still would not be here today doing what I'm doing if it wasn't for them.
Thanks. Okay, so tell us what separates you from other artists.
See, now I ain't gonna lie, I had a real good answer about a few months ago. It's a lot of artists. It's a lot of artists coming out here hard, and it's kind of we have to go with what's new. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little older than a lot of the artists coming out, and I look young, but I'm a little older. Before being signed, to a major label, I went to law school, I was in the Army, things like that. I don't want to too much talk about that. I don't want to make it seem like I'm bragging or anything, but I love the fact that there's a lot of women coming in the industry who have done something other than just music. And I know it's a little hard when you 16, 17 coming up in the rap, and of course you haven't really done anything because you're coming from high school type of thing, you know what I'm saying? But I like to empower the fact that there's women who are educated in the industry. I love educated women in the industry. I think that's a big focus, even though it's not really shined on these days. These days, you gotta be full of drama in order to be great. Especially as a female, they like the drama. They don't like, oh, so-and-so's going to school, so-and-so's got their degree, so-and-so just bought this or bought that. You know, like when it comes to education, it's not very shined on these days. And there's a lot of women in the game who are, you know, coming in the game like that. And I really respect that, because I feel like, especially being a black woman in this industry, you should definitely come in, you know, with some knowledge, you know, and intellect, and not have everything in the media is about negative stuff, you know? Facts.
Okay, so being in the music industry for a while now, tell us what do you enjoy most about it, and tell us what do you actually want to hate about it.
Yeah. What do I enjoy? That's a good question. I enjoy that, personally, I enjoy the fact that my talent and everything I dreamed of is now getting noticed, you know? And, you know, I took a lot of chances and I made a lot of sacrifices, so I love that about it. What I don't like about the industry that we can't help and we can't change the fact that the media has their own stories. You know, they create their own stories. They create beef between the women. They put women against each other. When a woman says something, everyone has something to say. When a male rapper has something to say, there's stuff that's said, but it doesn't really like stick as much as it does as a woman. And it's just stuff we can't change, honestly. I spend a lot of time like seeing like what my supporters like and what they don't like, you know. And I mean, I really don't have anything bad to say. I mean, everybody goes through it, you know, like actors, all type of, if you're in the entertainment industry, people are going to talk bad about you. People are going to try to drag you through the mud. People are going to have their, you know, opinions about you. But if you can hang on just enough, eventually people will follow suit and they'll love you for who you are and not what other people say about you.
Okay, gotcha. So tell your fans something about you that you don't show on your social media.
What they don't know? Damn. I don't know. I mean, maybe my fans know I'm a bit of a big foodie. I love food. Oh yeah, okay, I have this one thing that may be weird. I don't have a belly button. Like, y'all are looking.
You shocked me too.
Everybody over there just looked at me like, what? I do not have a belly button.
How is that possible?
Think people, okay, that's, no, seriously. Seriously, because like, people are like, what? I really don't. You know how either you have an innie or an outie. And an outie is
you
there,
have
like
you have innie.
I don't have a belly button. Like, it's just a space there. Just the space. I don't know. I think my grandmother did something. Like, she was like, oh yeah, put a coin and taped it and stuff.
Yeah, you remember the Audi. They were trying to push it back in.
But see, you can't even dig. You know how you can dig in it? You can't. I don't have a belly button. It's just like a little dip. There's no.
Well, you definitely told us something new. Definitely expect that.
They might think I'm crazy, but I really don't have a belly button. Other than that,
definitely gonna put that in the
I don't know. I'm
headlines.
allergic to mushrooms. Don't give me no doggone mushrooms. I'm allergic to grass. Yeah, I'm highly allergic to grass.
And so you wasn't a cheerleader or nothing, huh?
No, but like, you know, I was in the military and I used to be like, I can't be in the grass. They'd be like, get in the grass. Okay. So then I have to go to the hospital the next day. You guys are going crazy. But, shoot, that's all. I mean, I love
you just told me a lot that's very unique. You're allergic to grass and you don't have a belly button. Very unique.
For real. Yeah, what else we got?
You gotta be destined for greatness.
For sure. For sure.
Okay. So what's your advice to a younger artist that's trying to follow your footsteps?
I would say shit, at this point, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm learning from the younger artists. They put me on game. You know, I'm a 93 baby. So when I came in, you know, my parents really didn't show me exactly how things should be. A lot of the newer artists in the game, they're shown now because social media has changed and the world has changed. Like, so I'm getting hip to the younger crowd. So if anything, y'all show me something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not afraid to sit here and say, hey, like, the younger people are really doing it right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm learning from them, honestly. I would say if I was to, you know, tell them anything, it would more so be about, like, do what you love. But as I learned the game, I learned that this is a game. It's a game, and everybody plays the game. Don't get your feelings too much involved, like everybody says, even though they do. But concentrate on you and your mental health and your responsibilities, because at the end of the day, if you're in this entertainment industry and you do not take care of your responsibilities, anything can happen. And I'd rather people be prepared for anything that happens than to just, you know, fall on the rap career or, you know, the entertainment industry, because anything can happen. Things have happened to all of our, you know, stars that are now our future stars and things like that. Like, anything can happen, so make sure you have something to fall back on. I'm really big on that. Do your best and shit, just go get that money.
Okay. So do you feel like, you know, being like in like Texas right now, do you feel like other music artists out here actually like support you?
Okay, so a lot of people didn't know I was from San Antonio. They didn't know I was from Texas at all. So I'm kind of just like getting to know a lot of the new art. Like, people ask me, oh, do you know this so-and-so from Texas? When I was in the Army, I didn't know nobody that was coming up. I didn't know anybody that was rapping. I only knew it was me, Kurt Cobain, and goddamn Slim Thug, and freaking Johnny Dang, and DJ Chose. You know, I came from that era. So now I'm starting to meet, you know, a lot of the women that's doing things out here in the city, and I support it fully. I love it. The girls out here doing their shit, and they not stopping. They on everybody's heads. They don't care. Y'all could be friends. We still friends. But let me tell you something. I'm finna go to the studio. I'm gonna make some shit harder than you. And we gonna go out here and we gonna do it. I'm gonna shoot this video. And if you can't keep up, you can't keep up. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the girls out here are doing their thing in Texas. It gives me more motivation. I scroll through, you know, Instagram and social media, and I look at a lot of the new female artists coming out of Texas. And, like, they make me, after I see that shit, I be like, headphones in, let me make some shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they inspiring me. You know, I'm a little older, but the game is different now. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to all the women out here in Houston doing their thing for sure.
Okay. So where do you see your music career going, 3 years from now?
Hopefully I get a Grammy. I don't know. I want a little Grammy or something. You know, a little plaque or something. No, for real. I see it going the way it was planned in the beginning, and I'm just ready for whatever. I like to put things in God's hands. My grandma, you know, rest in peace to my grandmother. I like to put it in their hands. As long as I'm doing what I gotta do, the rest will follow. You feel me?
Okay. And also, tell us, what's next for you? Do you plan on starting your own label, dropping merch, having bigger features, etc., etc.?
I definitely want to get this label started from the ground up. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, features. I've been doing some features here and there with some bigger artists, and that'll come. It's a surprise. It's definitely a surprise. Just look forward to, you know, more visuals of Kay and more music when it comes to Kay. Kay being able to express her as an artist instead of having, you know, other people try to say how Kay should be. So.
All right. And also, but last but not least, tell everyone, where can they find you on social media and just on the music platforms?
Of course, y'all can find me at Instagram at Shiday. My Twitter is official Shiday, right? Okay, official. I do not like Twitter. Twitter's cool. I just can't. It's just too much energy. It's just a lot of bad energy on Twitter.
I got a lot of porn, huh?
Yeah. What? I see. I see. You ain't even gotta go on Pornhub and XXX. Don't quote me. But a lot more music and visuals from K. You know, a lot of K working with, you know, different artists and getting my time to, you know, really shine and, you know, test the waters with my creative ability.
Oh, all right, we done.
All right, peace out, y'all.
Nolazine, make them scream. Nolazine, make them scream. Scream. Nolazine, make them scream. You heard me.